Hi, welcome to Jeweliyana's kitchen. We're going to be making some green bean and sausage casserole tonight. It's super fast and easy to prepare, so it's perfect for those weekday meals when you're in a hurry and you got to whip up dinner fast and run off and grab the kids. And it's delicious. These are the ingredients we're going to use to make this casserole. So the first thing you want to do is fry up our sausages. I'm using mild Italian sausage. I enjoy the flavor. You can use whatever kind of sausage you like. If you like it a little spicier, go spicy. But just make sure to cook them up nice and brown. When your sausages are done, you want to remove them from the heat, all nice and brown. Then to your frying pan, just to pick up all that brown from the sausage, add 3/4 of a cup of water. And we'll just let that sit while we prep all the other stuff, because this is going to create the jus that we use just to give a little moisture to the casserole. We need to get our carrots peeled. And if you're using potatoes that need to be peeled, you're going to have to peel those too. I'm going to be using some of these new baby potatoes, so they don't necessarily have to be peeled. You just have to make sure they're washed. And regarding proportions, depending on how many people you're cooking for, I tend to do like 1 carrot per person, 1 sausage per person, and then maybe like a handful of the potatoes when you're figuring that out, and maybe just a little cluster of the green beans, because that way you can make as much or as little as you need. This recipe right now I think I'm doing is for 4. And if you happen to be in need of a new vegetable peeler, I'm going to have the link to this in my description. It's a Swissmar brand. I have used this. I have the vintage version. I've had it for over 20 years. And they are amazing. I am an Amazon affiliate. Make a teeny little bit of money from it if you happen to buy one. Okay, we've got some carrots peeled. Let's move on and get the potatoes chopped up. I'm going to do the lazy woman thing here and just mix all the vegetables right in the roasting pan. We'll skip the bowl. So you just want to cut your vegetables into kind of big bite-sized pieces. And we also want to add our green beans to this. I'm cutting them in about 1-inch strips. And I think I said for proportions, you know, a small handful per person is plenty. And if you would like an actual printable recipe like this that you can add to your cookbook and keep your life simple and easy and have them all in one place, I do have them now on my Etsy shop. The link will also be in the description. Plus, I'll have all the ingredients listed in the description as well, so you can choose whichever option you like. We also need to add 1 onion, just 1 medium onion, and 1 clove of garlic. So let's get that peeled and ready to go. You want to chop up this garlic into kind of like chunks. I prefer to do it like this rather than to crush it, just because it's nicer when you have a little bit of chunky bits. Okay, and we'll sprinkle those on and let them, but we've got a few more minutes, which is great because the longer you let garlic sit before you heat it up and cook with it, it releases something called allicin, which is got anti-inflammatory properties, and it's supposed to be good for your cholesterol and your blood pressure and all kinds of good things like that. So have more if you like. Okay, so I'm cutting this onion into kind of like chunky sized pieces too, because I want it to just be all nice chunky bits in the casserole. Just let you see how that's turning out. And I might have overfilled it. I might have to take this out to fit everything in to stir it. I won't be able to stir this very well, but let's give it a go. Because now what you want to do is just drizzle some olive oil over that. And salt and pepper to taste. And one other spice I like to add to this casserole is a little bit of paprika. And because I just happen to have some in my garden, I think we need some fresh rosemary. But I'm going to chop this up. If you don't have rosemary, that's okay. Or if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. But I love it. So, and I happen to have a plant. So we're going to chop a bit of fresh rosemary. You can also use dried rosemary. And then I also have just a little bit of parsley. So same thing. I've only got a couple of pieces here. 4 to 6 inches, whatever size you want to call it. It's at your discretion. It just adds a little bit of color and a touch of different flavor. Well, the rosemary adds a lot of different flavor. So we're going to add that parsley and rosemary. So you just want to mix it up nicely so everything is coated. And then we're going to add the sausage and the jus, and it'll go in the oven. Okay, I'm not going to lie, that was a little tricky to mix that all in because you can see it's kind of a heaping casserole dish. But now we're going to just drizzle the jus on top of that and bake it at 400 for, depending on how big your potatoes are, 45 minutes to an hour. Just put that jus on there. Dinner is ready. It turned out fabulous. If you enjoyed cooking with me and you want some other easy mom-on-the-run kind of recipes for quick dinners and other delicious yummy treats, please subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by Jeweliyana's Kitchen. Have a fabulous day.